In early 2000, I was given a Zohar, and I estimated it would take me 120 years to read. At the rate I was reading it, it's written in Aramaic, in Hebrew letters, and I was reading one verse a night, and now I'm reading approximately 2 pages every 2 or 3 days, because I read the Aramaic and then I read the translation. And then last night, in one of the groups I partake in, someone said, please summarize what you've read for me. So here's some statistics I've written down. I've been reading for 4.5 years already. I've read 792 pages of Aramaic text, and I'm in the 10th volume of the translation and commentary, where I've already read 4,215 pages. So in total, I've read about 5,000 pages over the past 4.5 years, and I estimate it's going to take me another 7 years to complete the exercise. And in 2 minutes, 1 minute already introducing and 1 more minute to go, what have I learned? What has been the main thing in 5,000 pages? What I'm learning is that adults need to be able to have a conversation, and they need to be able to come to different conclusions, where each conclusion is valid for that person. This is essential for us to progress. My view is not necessarily correct, and neither is your view. My view is good enough for me, and your view is good enough for you, as long as we aren't hurting each other. I'm not hurting you, you're not hurting me, I leave you alone, you leave me alone. This is the secret, the biggest secret of the most ancient text that we have available to us today. To be able to have in-depth conversations, to be able to disagree with each other, and yet to be able to meet regularly and to continue our discussion. With me being able to tell you what I feel about the way I feel, about how I feel hefawif, how I feel about what I feel, and you be able to say your hefawif, how you feel about what you feel. And maybe I change my mind and I join you, and maybe you change your mind and you join me. But that's not the end of the story. The end of the story is what the Buddhists call the middle path. It's the ability to have your own view and to not allow others to affect that view directly. Now, they can tell you stuff, and you can think stuff, and you can add to your view, and you have your view, and that's okay. And the secret to negotiation, and the secret to us fixing the world, and the secret to us making progress is to be able to have deep adult discussions. I've been saying it for decades, we need to have that, but reading the 5,000 pages of Zohar that I've read so far, this ancient text, my conclusion that the deepest secret that we have is to be able to have deep and meaningful discussions with each other, where we each have our own ideal, our own realistic outcome, where we each find the path that we need to find that takes us to the Creator. And there isn't any right path. If you tell me something that's the way you do things and that helps me in my path, fantastic. If I tell you something helps you in your path, fantastic. But your path remains your path, and my path remains my path. And there have been helpers that have helped us with our paths. And 2 minutes becomes 5 minutes. There's just so much depth in our ancient texts, which I spend half an hour to an hour a day of my life studying, and I use it as a secret weapon to pray for people when people ask me to pray for them. So let's, in our communities, in our houses, in our families, learn to respect each other. Learn to respect each other's opinion. Learn not to believe hearsay. Someone tells me something about you, I must check with you, directly or indirectly, is it true? I must learn to have deep and meaningful discussions with the people that come into my life, whether I bump into them or whether they're in my life on purpose or by accident. And by doing so, I will discover the secret of intense relationships, beautiful relationships, where you can end up with your view and I can end up with my view, and we can be deep friends forever.